What is going on, jerk faces? It's your boy Andy, and you are watching Nocturnal Transmissions presented to you by the Circle of Jerks podcast. It's the conversation you could be having during the day, but having at night. Yes, you are not imagining things. This is happening in real life. This is live. We're back at it, at least for this week. So enjoy, revel in the liveness of this stream. I mean, unless you're watching this after it's been archived, but whatever.
Hopefully you're on live.
I know, right? Of course, with me co-hosting this thing is the homeboy Rob.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Yes, and Robert's gonna be a little distracted tonight because he's, he's a man in demand. You know, he's a man in demand, and what is it? You know, it's just one more nail in the coffin to for me to replace him with a hot chick.
Yeah, it's hey, I made it live today, even though I'm really tired. I have to help edit an essay, and I'm also doing some work for the for Up by Up Down. So I'm all over the place tonight.
Well, that part I didn't say that you have to do it right now, but that's on you. Don't try to put it on me. That's on you.
No. You didn't tell me to do that. I'm putting that on myself.
Okay, just making that clear. You know, I'm not being a slave driver. You know, saying I need my, cracking that whip or whatever. You know, it's wholly Robert's idea to be doing all of this while we are live streaming. But anyways. With all that said, let's get this conversation started.
All right, let's do it.
I know. Yeah, it feels weird kind of to be back live streaming.
True. Hopefully this won't be so dramatic.
Yeah, I think, because there's some like serious things we're going to talk about, but other stuff not so. But whatever, it's our live stream. We can do whatever the hell we want.
True. Should we start serious and go kind of more, lighthearted or opposite?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Okay, well, obviously, if those of you guys who are in the Southern California area, especially surrounding the San Fernando Valley, wildfires are raging around us. I mean, there's 3 or 4 different ones that are going on right now.
Yeah, there's one in Ventura County, and then also here in the San Fernando Valley, which is part of Los Angeles County, and I think there are a bunch of smaller ones, kind of intermittently happening. As a part of those 2 major fires.
Yeah. So it's kind of, there's little pocket ones that are coming up coming off of those. And
right.
I know my church campus was evacuated today. Mm-hmm. So the people that we were helping out that had been in Sylmar, mm-hmm. Everyone had to pack up and move into downtown to get help and stuff. So, and then just hopefully people's homes are okay. But I know people are gonna lose stuff.
Yeah,
which is happens every couple of years or so.
Yeah, but it's kind of like the perfect firestorm because it's a La Nina year, and it's what is it? And then it happened to happen just as the Santa Ana started to kick up, and so
of course.
So it probably couldn't have come at the worst times. I know at least here in Southern California, we were relatively spared from wildfires over the summer, But I guess I guess we're getting it now.
True. The the one it's like it's one of those things that it's either some crazy arsonist that got it all started, or some asshole like flicked his cigarette outside, knowing it's like windy and stuff like that, and it just
Yeah, I know.
it's dry right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as hard as it may be for people outside of California to, I think, well, just in general, like it's kind of hard to empathize with people, that are not close by to you. But this is probably the first kind of natural disaster that affected someone that we know.
That's very true.
Yeah, because I remember 5 or 6 years ago, when they had the fires in Porter Ranch, it got really close to like my uncle's house, because he lived up there, and yeah, I think that was that was the closest. It was lucky that it didn't get any closer to his house.
Right.
But yeah, because today we found out one of our friends, his parents who live in Ventura County, their home was destroyed by the fires, and so
it's really just sucks.
Yeah, because it's it's like you never think that's gonna happen to you, and so even in the I think in the text messages that we were getting from him, he was like, his mom didn't even his mom didn't believe him, and she thought oh no, it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna come anywhere close to us, and then by the time they have to be forcibly, or it was more, it was a mandatory evacuation. There was his mom didn't even have time to gather anything.
Yeah, it just sucks.
Yeah, they probably lost a whole lot of documents and some treasured family heirlooms, or even just pictures, and so
it's all gone.
Yeah.
That's the tough part, is you can't get any of that stuff back.
Yeah.
But it's life is more important. At least there, no one got hurt, like they got trapped in the house or anything like that. So that's a good thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I hope it doesn't happen, but it might be a double tragedy for me, because my aunt actually lives in Sylmar, close to where the other fire is here, and close to the valley, and so she was she didn't want to leave either. She's like, oh, it's not gonna, because I guess she was banking on because she lives really close to the freeway, and the fire is happening on the other side of the freeway, and so I think she was banking on the freeway being the barrier that keeps the fire away from her house.
Right.
But it doesn't matter if the freeway acts as a barrier, because one, especially with the wind, all it takes is one errant ember, and it's game over.
It gets all fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like wildfires are almost like tornadoes, where it's just it's one person can be fine, and then but someone else gets completely fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of that, you get the wind, and Yeah, man, wildfires it's no joke.
Mm. Word. Yeah, I remember a few weeks, like last month, Jason, and James, we went to go watch that movie, Only the Brave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, about the firefighters, from Arizona, and like everyone except like one guy like died. And it's like, yeah, fire. Yeah, it's crazy because there was like a scene, like I guess they're going for a run, and then like they had two new recruits, and they got to the top of the mountain, and then they're looking out to the vista, and it's like all this like splendor of like mountains and trees, and the chief was like saying, he's like, oh yeah, take this in, drink in this vista, because I promise you, by the end of like training or whatever, you come back here and all you're gonna see is fuel.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was talking about wildfires and like the trees. That they're not going to see them the same way. After they go through this training and learn about fires and stuff like that. So.
Oh my god, fuck. Sorry, I keep getting. Hold on 1 second.
What was that?
No, I keep getting. I'm people bugging me about stuff. So sorry.
Well, yeah, like I said, you're a man who's in high demand.
Just like, can people leave me alone for like 1 hour? Like it has not happened today at all.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm close to just getting rid of my phone. Just like.
Why don't you?
I'm so tired of everything.
Yeah, why don't you? I mean, just like for an hour or two, just turn it off.
Honestly, like I might just like get rid of it altogether. Just not have one. I'm serious.
Oh, no, you're not. Because then how would you keep in contact with me?
That's true. I mean, there's other ways.
Yeah, smoke signals, right?
Yeah. You definitely could do that right now.
I know that might have been a poor taste in jokes. But
Well,
I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist.
Depending on who you ask, one of my favorite comedians is Anthony Jeselnik, and he talks about how when there's tragedies that happen, he always likes to make jokes right away.
Right.
Just kind of, because that's his job as a comedian, is to get people to laugh. And so not necessarily in poor taste, because victims are not really on Twitter or anything right now, so it's okay.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, what was it? After 9/11, Will Ferrell, he was back when Conan O'Brien was the host of the Late Show. He was scheduled to come on, and it was just after 9/11, and so
Right.
everyone was a bit somber or whatever, and he came out and kind of like how he dressed in that one skit when he was on SNL. It was like American flag, like Speedo with like a cut off shirt of like with the American flag and stuff. Yeah,
that's right.
And when he came out and he started doing like push ups and stuff, so people would laugh. And try to give them, a sense of hope or whatever, or help them get them past like the feeling of sadness or whatever, and it was just like saying like, yeah, you could laugh at this, here's something that's not horrible, that to take your mind off of the crap that's going on around you right now.
Yeah, that's kind of how I always see it too. It's just like, sometimes you gotta just laugh about it or joke
Mm-hmm.
about it, just so it's otherwise it would just it could crush you.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, but yeah, it's just it sucks. Yeah, I feel really bad for our friend, and
Mm-hmm.
I know we should probably like reach out and see like if there's anything that we can do. Obviously, we can't bring his home back. We can't
Mm-hmm.
bring all that other stuff back. But if there's or it's like, hey, can we like bring out like some food or something kind of like practical like that. Um, they can we can put together like a package or something to kind of at least you know help them out a little bit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's something just kind of small. Um, I think we should like reach out and maybe like try to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, I'm kind of also worried too about our church campus because it's like right in that like Sun Valley area, and
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not even sure if like we'll have church on Sunday. Um, if the fire gets too bad, like we're probably not gonna have service or anything.
Right.
So that's and like you
Yeah.
said, like you said, church isn't like it's not just like a building and stuff like that, but that is kind of like where we as a church come together to like
Mm-hmm.
meet with. So it's kind of it'll be kind of sad if we can't do that.
Yeah. I mean, for some people, a lot of memories happen in like specific locations, and so
Yeah,
even at a church, some people might have really good memories, good times at their church.
yeah,
I remember a buddy of mine. Um, he got married in this church in Malibu, and it was a beautiful ceremony. He had I think, yeah, he had like really nice wedding photos, and what was it? I think it was like it was a while back. It was more than a few years back when there were some wildfires in Malibu, and one of the casualties of that fire was that church that my friend got married at, and so like it's kind of sad because like now like he can't take his kids to the physical building. The physical building only exists in pictures, and so I think the church there did rebuild their chapel and things like that, but it's not the same chapel that my friend got married in, and so
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. It's kind of
it'd be
like
kind of different. Is I guess that's
well,
what
it
I'm
was kind of
saying.
like when the Israelites came back from like exile and like they were rebuilding the temple and like once it was done, it's like everyone's like this isn't the old temple, like it's all like small and crappy. It's not the same thing, but it is still kind of the same thing.
True, but you know it's a place for them to make new memories because
True.
because because like the oral tradition especially in that part of the world is very strong, and
Right.
so even though people basically the people who are building that temple were never alive at its heyday. They but then like because like their parents and their grandparents and their great grandparents and their great 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 grandparents and their great 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 grandparents told the stories and like were so told it with like such detail. I'm pretty sure that felt um, they felt as if they have been in that temple before.
Yeah.
Yeah, But it's with a new tempo is a new opportunity, new memories to create, new memories to cherish, new memories to pass on.
True. So hopefully that'll hopefully we'll get these fires out of the way and keep the damage to the absolute minimum if possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Hopefully, the Santa Anas die down. Uh, die down so the fire officials and stuff have a fighting chance. Because it'd be one thing. It'd be one thing if these fires were going, but it'd be another thing if they were able to put out one fire and then all these like smaller fires like keep popping up and like so I guess so it doesn't keep like perpetuating an endless and it not be an endless fire. Yeah.
Yeah, it's we've had America at least in the United States we've had so many natural disasters all year. With we had like what 2 or 3 hurricanes. Now we got like
in California?
California.
Or just America?
No. Just in the United States in general.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, all those like 3 hurricanes that we had in California. Remember those?
Yeah. Oh, of course, yeah. It was like crazy. It's like Sharknado.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, but yeah, this season has been replete with natural disasters for the country.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
Yeah. Were there any tornadoes?
I'm
pretty sure. I mean, I'm sure there were, but I just can't recall if there are any like major ones.
As far as major ones, not like your Joplin, Missouri, or like any like the big ones that destroyed like towns and stuff.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there were trailer parks that got destroyed.
Yeah, now it's not like like Twister level tornadoes.
No. Yeah. We're gonna buckle down and rebuild. It's like, no, why are you gonna rebuild like when your house breaks apart every year?
I know, like every year or every other year. Yeah, and like the insurance premiums must be crazy high.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, because like every year, like and then every year you have to fight with the insurance companies, and it's like it's like the insurance company's like, well, who the hell said to live in a place, that with a propensity for tornadoes?
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not begrudging anyone that wants to live where they want to live, but
yeah, it's just not good.
Yeah, I mean, but who are we to talk? Because we live in California, and we are prone to earthquakes.
True.
Yeah. So and those are more unpredictable than tornadoes. So.
Oh yeah, this is true.
Yeah. So who are we to talk? Who are we to talk?
Well, thankfully we didn't have that too on top of the wildfires, but who knows? Oh man, it's just a crazy time that we are living in this year. It's been 2017.
And there's also the wildfires up in Northern California.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there were.
Yeah, and actually, and funny enough, I actually knew someone who was directly affected. Yeah, this friend of mine, was it her parents or her aunt and uncle? or maybe your parents. Because I remember I was, you know, on her Insta story. I remember seeing like her short videos of her like at you know one of those shelters, sitting on one of those old army cots or whatever. And so
Oh man.
yeah, and I remember a few like Facebook posts of her talking about how she had to deal with like insurance, the insurance company or whatever. So if it wasn't her parents, then it was someone like in her immediate family.
Yeah,
Or
that's
extended family, I should say.
right. Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
not. That's not a fun. Not a fun time at all.
yeah, not a fun conversation to have.
Yeah.
Talking with insurance adjusters and whatnot.
If you French fry when you shit a pizza,
I know, right? You're gonna have a bad time. Oh man.
Well, a little bit of lighter news, kind of get us out of talking about disasters.
Mm-hmm.
This past weekend, I finally got some time off a little bit to relax and do all that. So I actually went to the LA Auto Show because they moved. Now normally they'd been having it for during Thanksgiving,
Right.
but I think some of the dates got moved around because of the hurricanes that happened this year. Well, there's a great natural transition. It's like so it changed the dates for the LA Auto Show this year, and so I went to that, and that was actually a lot of fun. And I don't have very many traditions in my family, but this is going to the auto show has always been something. I think I've only missed one out of since I've been going. And so that's been about 1990 that we've been going and seeing that. So that's that's been how it's definitely changed a lot since 1990 to now. But yeah, just something that's just really cool to be able to go do and take a look at like what's coming out for the next year, or some of the new ideas and concepts and philosophies behind some of the cars that are going to be coming out for the next couple of years. Obviously, for me, like I'm hanging out with a lot of the General Motors vehicles most of the time. So I was out with looking at Chevrolets and Cadillacs, GMCs, and all that good stuff. But there was a that nothing like this is one of those years that there wasn't anything that really stood out per se. Like nothing. And that happens like every few years. It's not necessarily the most exciting, but then there's other years where so much new stuff is coming out, so it's kind of like it's really interesting to go because everyone's debuting something of some sort.
Right. So it's just it was just the off year. This.
Yeah, a little bit of an off year, but still had a good time.
But what I mean, since you've been going, what are some of the things that have changed at the LA Auto Show in terms of like, I don't know, maybe ceremony or presentation?
I would say one thing that I definitely miss is there's not as many handouts as like there have been in years past.
Oh, it's like the swag.
Something I always loved as a kid was, as far as like there was a LA Auto Show like guide, as far as like they had like the map, and they would give you kind of like a breakdown of like which manufacturers, like what they were debuting, and they would kind of give you like a little bit of a guide as to, like what they're going to be displaying. So that was kind of like, I always really enjoyed that, like looking at that and reading the descriptions. And then, each manufacturer, they would have their, kind of their product, like informational like guide on each of the different cars or ones that they wanted to have highlighted. And so you'd be able to read up about like, oh, well, what's different about like this year's, if it was like Chevy, what's new about this year's like Cruze that that was different from last year. Right. And so you could kind of like read up. Like they would have the like the little guide, and you could like read up about what was new about for the this new year's car. And so I always loved like grabbing that stuff, and I'd be reading that throughout, like not just like during the auto show, but like as I'm throughout like the next few weeks afterwards. And they just don't give that stuff out anymore at all. Like there's not much. It's all like they have like some stuff that's like electronic that's there. And then they have they'll have people like talking about like the different cars and stuff, which is great. They've always had that, but that's like now that seems like that's all they have. They don't have any like real handouts talking about the cars anymore, which to me is kind of, as a physical media type of guy, like I miss that aspect of it.
But they don't. So like. Not too many lanyards or hats or pens or.
Well, that stuff is still like being like given away in various areas. But as far as the actual like like program guides and material that you could like read is just
so it's just stuff about like the company or the car.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
All
so they're not. So they're not. They're not like they're not what is it? They're not putting down as many breadcrumbs.
Exactly, yeah. So that's something I missed as a kid. And like this year was there wasn't like too much like new debuting per se. Like the one like big thing that was coming out with like Chevrolet this year was it's the 100th anniversary of the trucks.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing a few of those commercials, and they were like really emphasizing the trucks, and it's been 100 years really for Chevy's trucks. Wow.
So they have their Century Edition out this year, which is like they have a special paint scheme, a really they have like the old an older bow tie logo that they put on there. And yeah, it looks really nice. You get like everything. They have like a bunch of like special like little things on there. So it's pretty cool that they have all that. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Oh, man, I'm sorry, guys. I'm like still like super tired because I just woke up. Like,
number 2.
Yeah. It's not you, Andy. It's not the audience. Yeah. I'm just like
keeping track. So I when I have that eventual talk with you, it's like this is why I have to let you go. This is why I have to replace you with
it's all going in the my permanent record.
I know, right? So this is why I had to. This is why I had to replace you with Trusty LaRue.
Trusty LaRue, Hootie McBoob.
Yeah, Hootie.
But no, I didn't. I knew it was coming up. I just didn't realize like it had already been like, man, it's been 100 years. It's
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, Ford
I mean,
is just as old, but then like they haven't had like a car around that
yeah,
long.
Chevrolet's been around for quite a while now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they I think Chevy builds a pretty damn good truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, their whole like product line is pretty cool. Obviously, like you got like your the Corvette and the Camaro, which are awesome, but even like just kind of their everyday kind of cars like the Cruise, the Malibu, the Volt, the
Mm-hmm.
Bolts. It's all like pretty. I think they put out a
Yeah,
pretty.
I mean, I think a lot of companies are like trying to come up and improve the quality of their cars. I mean,
Yeah.
something that comes to mind is like Kia and Hyundai. They've been making
God,
huge, they've been
they've
making
come a
huge
long.
strides into getting into like that kind of like luxury brand market.
Well, yeah, the yeah they've definitely closed the gap a little bit. And considering like when they first started in America to
Uh,
today, like it's completely different.
right. I mean, yeah, because like
Um,
my uncle in the '80s, he had in America had a Hyundai car, and a Hyundai car was was the source of much ridicule. It's like, it's like, oh, you drive
man,
a crappy Hyundai and blah blah blah. But nowadays, especially because they basically, well, not basically, they scalped three designers from Audi and an engineer from BMW. So
yeah,
ostensibly, uh, like especially the what's that? The Genesis. The Genesis is ostensibly uh, a Korean car in name only, because like
right.
the internals and all and the design is all like kind of German based.
The Yeah, well, speaking of like a lot of the an old Hyundai, like Daniel's dad used to have the like that old like Hyundai Excel. It was
Oh
like
really?
this like yeah, it was like a 4-speed manual, no shock, no shocks, and
Oh
man,
my
that
god!
thing
Oh my!
was
Then it was comparable to a Geo then.
yeah,
Oh, the
essentially.
Metro Geo. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh dude, I remember. I remember. I had. I don't know. I don't know about pleasure. Maybe misfortune of driving one of those. Just that because a friend of mine he got into a car accident, and then that was all the insurance company was willing to pay for his rental car. And he had to drive a Geo Metro, and it was god
Lord,
awful. Jesus.
that is awful. That's awful.
Yeah, no power steering, no anti-lock brakes. God, like when
Yeah.
you're trying to make a turn, you really had to pull, turn
Oh
that
yeah, yeah.
wheel.
That was the other thing. Yeah, no power steering, no shocks. It was a 4-speed manual.
Of course,
Man, that
it
thing
still
is
cracks me up.
that
Yeah. Oh
was
my god. Even the slightest incline, you really have to, it start like to lose power on the slightest of inclines. Jeez.
yeah, man. That was just not exactly the best built car.
No, it wasn't.
But it's,
Ugh.
kind of just that bare bones, real bare bones type of car.
Yeah.
Yeah, Geo, man. Thank God that they went by the wayside.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, there was the Geo Metro, and then there was one other. I think there was like one other car that they built too, and I can't remember what it was. But yeah, they were awful. And then after I think like um, it was like around 2000 or so. It's like when Geo finally gave up the Geo nameplate and they just became Chevrolet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
But yeah, like times have changed. Like I remember, like Oldsmobile's gone, Pontiac
Mm.
is gone.
Yeah, my mom she had an old school back in the day. She had an old school Oldsmobile Cutlass.
Yeah, those that's Oldsmobile had made some good cars.
Yeah, they did. But I just remember that car having like, because it was like so freaking old and it was like so much metal in it that my mom, like the top of my mom's car, it was like rusted over.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and so like if we ever went into a building that was more than 6 stories, we could see our car in the parking lot.
oh yeah,
Because I was like, yeah, because like, you look down and then you see like the bright rust red of my mom's car. It's like, oh, there it is.
just rusting away.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
those old cars were like just built like tanks.
yeah, seriously, they were. Although I kind of miss the bench front seat.
I kind of miss that too a little bit. Just
Mm-hmm.
being able to have like two or three people like up front.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's that's something that's a design that you probably would never be able to get away with today, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's too
Yeah. I mean,
much.
yeah. Yeah. It's
Well,
like they.
a lot of the safety features are like that are in place now. Like they're mandatory. Like you have to have it.
Right. Yeah. You don't have it, then you can't make that
Regulations
car.
you have to follow. It's more than just putting in seatbelts. Like you have to like have like specifically like
Oh yeah, with like the airbags and stuff. So it's like there can only be two. Soon, so.
right. Yeah, yeah. Those are no longer just an option. You have they're standard. They're mandatory to be in the car.
Hmm.
And I forgot what year that was for that to like be
I think that was
be a
late '90s.
yeah, I think so.
It was late '90s. Yeah, because they're
Yeah,
like, oh, look at all the lives that you could be saving with if you put in airbags.
yeah. Here, let's put this C4 in the steering wheel.
I know, right? It was like kind of it was like kind of like an explosive charge, and like,
Yeah, it's like it's a very small one, but still, it's like yeah, I don't know if I
oh,
want.
okay,
Yeah,
right? And then like yeah, the misnomer is like it's like the thing inflates in a fraction of a second, and it might stop you, but it doesn't stay like inflated.
nope.
Yeah, it's yeah. Again, it springs out, catches your face for just like a microsecond, and then after that, it's just like it collapses.
Yep,
See, that's the thing they don't tell you.
that's the thing they don't tell you. The but yeah, no, the auto show. I really I enjoyed it, and I look forward to going back again next year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I didn't take too many pictures. I just took what was it my girlfriend? She really likes the Equinox, and so she couldn't be with me
Oh
this year.
yeah, last time she wouldn't shut up about it. God.
So I made sure to take.
Like I remember we were driving somewhere. I think maybe it was to go eat or something, and she's like, "Oh, Andy, do you know I like the Equinox?" I was like, "I don't care."
Well, I took some pictures in one and
Mm-hmm.
to send to her just so it's like, well, see, look what you missed out on.
Just rubbing her face into it, like yeah.
Yeah, so it was funny because like my dad was asking like, why are you like looking at like family cars? Is like, is she pregnant or something? I was like, no. It's like, oh my god,
Oh, that's so funny.
yeah, it's like no.
Oh man. But that would be, that would be it wouldn't be such a off thing to, uh, think about, or that wouldn't be necessarily uh, a wrong conclusion someone can reach, given the
True.
evidence.
Yeah. That
It's
is not
like
the case.
it's like the same thing as if what is it? A friend of yours, just meets someone, and then they come back to you like after 3 months and, hey, I'm getting married. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, it's like, I'm getting married. It's like to who? It's like, oh, so and so. It's like, but didn't you just meet them like 3 months ago? It's like, yeah. It's like, what, what is the thought that you go to if one of your friends marries someone that they only met 3 months ago?
Pregnant.
Exactly. And that scenario is from personal experience, because I knew a girl who like she just got out of a long-term relationship, and then she started dating this one guy, and then 3 months later, because we weren't like that close friends, but
Right.
like it was like 3 months later, and then she says, "Hey, what are you doing the weekend?" Of blah blah blah. I was like, I don't know, probably just screwing around, or just hanging out. And and she says, "Oh, great." He's like, "You want to?" He's like, "I'm getting married." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm getting married." I was like, "Huh, okay." And then I go to the wedding. It was a good time. And then lo and behold, like 9 months later, she has a kid.
It's like, yeah.
I was like, yeah, I called it. I called it. Didn't I call it, guys? I called it.
Yeah. No, I've had a few friends where it's like, yep, like that's ends up being the reason why they end up getting married is because they surprise kid.
Hmm.
But yeah, no surprise kids. That's not the reason why I was looking at the equinox.
Sure.
She's just
Are you sure?
yeah.
It's just between you,
Now
me, and about one other person who's watching this right now.
disclosed. No, if she was pregnant, it would not be by me. So
Hey, whoever's watching this, do you think that Rob is what is it? He's gonna have a shotgun wedding? Put in the comments right now. Let me know. Do you think like a couple months later he's gonna say, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing the weekend of blah 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 blah"?
well, at least our like it wouldn't be completely out of the blue just because like we've known each other for so long.
I know, right? For like, I mean, because you know each other for because you know each other for a long time, so it's just like why haven't you?
Well,
It's like why haven't y'all?
most likely that time is coming very, very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we've been fighting a lot like the last like month,
Mm-hmm.
but that time will probably be coming very soon. But yeah, no, I was looking at the equinox just because she really likes the equinox, and she's a well, those of you who know me like know who she is, but I don't want to I don't think she wants me like broadcasting like who she is and her name and all that stuff on
Yeah,
this.
it's fine, whatever. We'll keep, but
But
those
like
of you
for
who
those,
know, you know.
yeah, she's a very petite, uh, tiny person. So, her driving like a normal because I drive a cruise, so it's fairly low to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And for her, it's kind of hard because she can't really see her surroundings very well.
Yeah, without a booster seat.
So yeah, yeah. So she has to, having like that mid-size like SUV is like the type of car that she needs, and so that's why she wants the Equinox. Because she said that she really liked how that felt.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I understand that. Because when I was first learning to drive, and when I was, when I was driving in high school, and I was sharing my mom's car, and she was rolling around in a Ford Explorer, and so kind of like how like baby animals or like baby birds, imprint on the first creature that they see. It's kind of like the same for me. I printed on big SUVs, so now even though I drive like a coupe, two door,
Right.
I really would like to get an SUV.
Yeah. It's I'm not a huge SUV guy, but like
Mm-hmm.
there's the there's some that aren't like too bad.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah. Well, I mean, I also want one because I grew up going camping and fishing and stuff, so I wouldn't mind having a
yeah.
car that could I can go and out and do all those things. But oh yeah, real quick, Rock This Way says laugh out loud. Nah, not this time. Not this
Yeah,
time. Not this time.
not this time. The
Yes.
but yeah, no. So no shotgun wedding or surprise babies for me. Um, but I thought it was pretty hilarious that my that's first thing that like my dad like said was like no. First of all, like
But
this
it's funny that he
conversation was
didn't get mad.
it's true.
Or I mean, I don't mean to say funny as in like, because he's usually an angry person or whatever. I never met your dad yet, so I can't say. But
That's true. You haven't met my dad.
it's just interesting that like, because if it was me, my parents would probably flip their lids.
Yeah,
But
but yeah,
that's
no.
just not parents.
Well, my parents like her too, so I guess it wouldn't be like it's not the end of the world.
Right. So yeah, right.
It's not like how
As long as they know that it wasn't some rando.
no, no. Unlike some of my other friends, it wasn't some like rando person
Mm.
that they just like hooked up with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, but it's all that stuff will come in like good time. Like it just we'll get all that figured out. Man, work is just this month has been so draining. I'm I just got off of like 100-hour um pay cycle my last time around, so it's just been quite the tiring experience. But I think hopefully like I'm not having to work as much overtime like for the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also why I'm able to be live tonight because I didn't have to work overtime.
Yes. Yes, to ours or to mine and to all of our benefits.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah.
Yeah, still working on
Maybe.
trying to get guests, so that you don't, so you can have a break, and so
Yeah.
it's
It's
rough,
not because I need
especially
to.
when you're starting out, new podcasts and stuff. Not everyone wants to be on it, or they go, oh, maybe, like, I thought we were friends, baby. I thought we were
Yeah.
friends.
Exactly.
So why can't you do me this solid and just be my friend?
Right. I'll see if I can maybe squeeze in Brandon for one of these too as a guest.
Hmm.
I might have to. I might have
Yeah,
to
this might
compensate.
be. I don't know. This might be. Well, I don't know. Maybe asking too much. This might be a good foray into getting people to come on the regular podcast. Have them do this.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, why not? Like, I might have to like compensate him just because I know he does like he's an Uber driver right now,
Mm.
so I think like I don't want him like losing out on money.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I
like,
mean, yeah. Yeah. Nowadays, everyone's got their side hustle. You know.
yeah. So well,
Yeah. I mean, right now this is mine, so
this is mine too.
yeah, this is my side hustle. You know, and if it becomes my main hustle, then that'd be great because
That'd be awesome.
yeah, it'd be awesome. Although in other news, I did get a callback from that place that I applied to. So yeah, this the my interview is this Friday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, although it is a group interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate those.
You're gonna
But
do
what are
great.
you gonna do?
Yeah, you're gonna do great.
That is true. And I picked. Well, I didn't. It's not like I didn't necessarily pick, but it is the last group interview of that day. So
Oh,
at least I'll be the last person that they, or at least one of the last people that they interact with. So hopefully, it'll be more fresh in their minds.
hopefully, be more fresh in their mind and like that you're um, flashy enough that you look great.
Mm, maybe I think well, because they let me know like how many people I'll be. I think how many people I'll be interviewing with. And other than the guy that I'm in contact with, one other person at the company, and then me and two other applicants. Yeah. So I don't know.
It'll
Yeah,
be like
the last group interview I had. I mean, all group interviews suck. Let's just be real.
yeah,
You know.
absolutely. Well, it'll
But
be like the love connection.
hmm?
It'll be like the love
I
connection.
know. Or yeah, or what is it? What was
Bachelor
that?
number one.
Or yeah, what was that? Mystery date?
Yeah, what was there was the was it blind date or was it blind date or is it mystery date?
Maybe something. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, it's like the one like one guy or girl and like three guys or three girls, and they'd ask questions like Bachelor number one. Where would we go on our first date? And the guy would have to like come up with like a good one, and it sucks because like the other guys are right there, and so like if like the chick asks the guy number two the same one, it's like you could potentially come up with a better answer or whatever.
Yeah, it's just group interviews are just shitty.
Yeah. Or I could just play it the other way. Just, they ask the other applicant a question. I was like, man, that's a good answer. You should hire that guy. Yeah, just like be really complimentary and just like just like really mellow about it.
Good job, Chief.
It's like, oh man, that's a really good. I don't know what you guys are waiting for. You guys should hire this guy. Yes, but yep. So I
Well,
do
we
have
all
a. Hmm?
yeah. Well, we all know that like you're gonna do great, Andy, and we hope that you get it.
Yes, me too.
And yeah, it's it's a good thing, and I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, partly because it combines two of my favorite things, photography and food. So
Can't go wrong with that.
I know those are my two favorite things. Yeah, it's actually funny because I was with Joel the other day. Because I've been helping out with his social media stuff, and we after his speaking engagement, we went to go find a place to. Well, that's not really important. Anyways, after we had lunch, we were on our way back, and we were just talking about food, and then what was it? I started talking about Bill's Burger, right? And I was just
nice.
yeah, and so I was describing it to him, and it was funny because as I was describing it to him, he was like he was smacking his lips like a lot. I was just like, oh yeah, it's like a smash burger. You take you get a ball of meat and then you put it on the grill and you smash it down, and you get and you hold it down, and then you develop that nice crispy brown, and then I can hear him going. And I was describing this thing, and I could hear him just smacking his lips, and it took all of my self control. It took all of my self control not to laugh.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, how are we doing on time?
Well, we are at an hour, but I don't know. Do you want to? I guess that's a good place to. I mean, we didn't necessarily get to everything we said we were going to talk about, but I guess that's not a bad problem to have.
We got more to talk about next week.
Yeah, we got more to talk about next week.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk about everything I wanted to either.
Mm-hmm.
But I got some. Well, we'll save it for next week. We'll get there.
Yes, we will get there. And then
many more conversations to be had on nocturnal transmissions.
Yes, and and then we can save it for next week, and I could tell everybody how amazing I did in my job interview. And...
Exactly.
Yes.
We're already teasing next week's episode, so
I know, right? I know. Stay tuned.
Let's see. I'm trying to. Well, final thoughts for me.
Final thoughts.
It's the as much as I'm not a big thoughts and prayer type of guy, at least as far as being publicly saying that, definitely we're thinking about those who've especially our friend who lost their home these brush fires. Just hopefully the firefighters continue working hard and trying to get out the fires as quickly as possible, and we pray that the damage is minimal.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely that, and if you guys are going through that type of stuff and you're looking for just something to get your mind off of things, well, on Thursdays we have a little show called Up By Up Down. So we right now we're in the middle of a playthrough of the Famicom Super Mario Brothers 3. A little bit, it's the Japanese version. It's a little bit harder than the North American version. So check us out on Thursdays. Our episodes drop every Thursday morning-ish. And if you haven't seen us before, or if you haven't seen the show before, we have a bunch of episodes out, including a Thanksgiving special. I think we're going to do a Christmas special too, so, I think. And come check us out, relax, take your mind off things, and hopefully we'll give you a good laugh or at least a good distraction from the craziness of the world.
Yep. And with that, that'll do it for this nocturnal transmission. Don't forget to join us every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. At least the times that we are live. But even if we do a pre-tape, I do work to make sure that they do drop at the usual time, so there isn't too much confusion. So yes, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to follow us on our social media accounts, Twitter at PodcastCOJ, and on Instagram at Circle of Jerks Podcast. And I guess from all of us here, we thank you for joining us, and peace out.